Oh, no, this isn't the same one. This is totally different. Let's put on a
Oh, I should change too.
not recording the same date at all.
So what's this one about, girl?
This is our mini pod on the power of manifestation. And if you've been following and you're like, oh my gosh, they need to talk more about that, or what about this, or what about that? We were just saying, don't worry, we will come back to topics and maybe juice them up a little bit. But right now, in the next through summer and stuff, it's just like we want to get us all thinking about stuff and then see how that all comes together. But this one is the power of manifestation when you're calling love into your life.
Yeah.
And in your relationship. So you already got it and it feels stagnant, but how do you manifest that which you want in your relationship?
Well, I'll tell you what I do.
Okay.
I'm a writer. I have to write stuff out because I want to. Mm-hmm. So I write out what I want. When I was single once in my life, I wrote out exactly what I wanted in a partner. With qualities, you could be as specific as you want, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the reason why you do that is because when you put it out in front of you, you're getting a point of focus. So you can see it and you're like now acknowledging what it is that you want and you're focusing on it. You're aware of it. And then you don't think about the things that you don't want. Trust me, don't fucking do that for 1 second.
Even how you write it. Be careful how you write it, right?
Mm-hmm. So you do not write about what you do not want, and you don't focus on that. No. So you can do this if you're single. You can do it if you're with somebody. Yeah. If you're single, focus on the qualities you want in a partner. Mm-hmm. If you're not single, focus on the qualities you want in a partner.
Exactly. And here's a simplistic way. Don't write, I don't want beards. Because then all you wrote was beards.
Right? And then you're going to get somebody with a beard. Like, right. I'm not even shitting you. I'll tell you the story. I was single. I wrote down all the qualities I wanted in a man. And then I wrote down, I don't want a stoner who watches stupid movies like Pineapple Express. I wrote those exact words. And then I met somebody who was wonderful and lovely and everything, blah, blah, blah. But he was a stoner and he wanted to watch Pineapple Express with me.
Right. So some of you are like, yeah, right. No, it's just like really be very intentional about what you're writing and what you're
doing. And my ex and I, we laughed about it because it was funny. But it's like you do have to be intentional. So the point that we're trying to make is like whether you're single or you're with somebody, be very intentional about what you want. Mm-hmm. So if you're with somebody and you want more of an experience of some kind with a person, focus on that. Focus on what it is that you want and feel how you would feel if you were experiencing that as you're saying it, as you're writing it, as you're focusing on it, as you're reading it. You have to really embody the character. Pretend you're an actor. Pretend you're Tom fucking Hanks. Yep. And you're embodying that relationship.
And how you want to feel within there.
That's right.
And then
it magically unfolds.
It will. And we're kind of giving snippets of our new program by talking about it this way, right? I'm taking off the scarf, but it's such manifestation is powerful, and there's many different ways people do it. They do whisper method, or they do one word method, or they do writing. So if someone's saying, well, I don't write, you can do this without writing. You can grab your computer there. We strongly suggest it, and you'll see when you read our stuff. Writing or at least typing is super powerful because you've brought it out of here somewhere. So that's like an action step. So if you want it bad enough, push yourself out of the comfort zone a little bit. But here's one thing not to do, especially if you're in a relationship. You don't tell the person you're with that you're going to go write a list to manifest from them what you need. Probably not step number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't happen tomorrow, and it could, you don't say, oh, I can't even believe you didn't take the garbage out because I wrote it on my manifestation list that you were going to be like, you have to give this some time and effort and trust. And you're not using it as a tool of guilt.
That's right. Like, you're just doing it because you're heart centered and you want it in your heart. And there's no need to talk about it because that's ego again, unhealthy ego, needing to correct or needing to control or needing to sway. If you really want something, like I want to have a more loving experience, more romantic experience with my partner on the weekends. It's like, then you need to focus on that, not talk about it with him, her, whatever. You just need to focus on what it is that you want and how it feels to have that. And like, I was with somebody for a long time when I was a teenager, and I started making my own spells, I guess you could say. I called them love bombs. So I would make like energy balls, and I would just focus what I really wanted, and I would put it in the energy ball, and I would send it out the window to them, like in the direction that they were in the city, right?
Right.
So I did this, and I like literally just concentrated on this loving energy that I wanted from them. And I sent these love bombs out to him. And it goddamn worked, because he even said to me, he's like, did you put a spell on me or something? He's like, I feel like wildly in love with you. And I'm like, well, that's a good thing, man.
Right.
Yes, I did put a spell on you.
Maybe not getting into our shaman stuff because he'll listen and go, wait a minute, ladies. But
yeah, it's not a spell. It's an intention of love, right?
An intention of love, and that's why are you still with him? It didn't work. No, that's not what we're not talking about, because go back and listen to the last one where we're talking about figure out what makes you happy, right? So there's levels and everything, but you can manifest what you want in your life and start with something little, right? You can just say, oh, you know what? I really like, if I could just get a bouquet of flowers, that would be, or something, right? Like just start with that if that's what you want and see what manifests, or a gift, or something simple that you're not super, super attached to, just to get some practice in it.
Yeah, it's true.
Attached to, but not like, do you know what I mean? Tomorrow, don't expect the lover of your life. Do expect the lover of your life to show up, but also see if you can call in some smaller things just to get some good practice.
Yeah, that's a good point. I also think too, if in our last one that we did, if you know what it is that you want,
yes,
start.
Well, do them all. I totally agree, because look what Kimberly's manifested. But also throw in some small ones, even not in your relationship. Just manifest things like, geez, I'd love to see some butterflies today, because you can practice it while you're calling in that big part of your relationship, and then you'll start to see that your magic works.
It's true,
right?
And there's another step too. It's I think we've talked about this before, that it's like a healthy confidence in knowing that you're going to get what you want, that you're going to get what you expect. And it doesn't need to be talked about. It's just an inner knowing. It's hard to describe it better than that. It's an inner knowing, and it's an inner confidence, and then it's a release to that. So that's part of the manifesting process, in my opinion. I don't know if you can relate to that at all, but it's the knowing what you want, intentioning it, and then allowing it to be.
It's part of our visualizing and then imagining yourself vibrant in it, which is one of our steps that we'll be talking about. So if you can do that, it's almost like that Wonder Woman pose. You'll never feel like Wonder Woman if you do this. And if you're listening, I'm slumping, then you will if you put your hands on your fist and declare something, right? So it's really just, I totally agree with you. And then there's so many levels, and there's what we're talking about. And then someone else, if you really want compliments, start complimenting. Well, then that's not manifesting. Yes, it is, because you can also put action to what you want. So there's so many beautiful steps, but I think if anything, start knowing what you really want and manifest and practice manifestation, because we are magical beings.
We are. And also too, I think a lot of people don't put a lot of faith into this, especially, like, dare I say, men. And the reason why is because I think people get dissuaded very easily from negative results, right? And like the reason why that happens is where your attention goes is where life flows. So if you're expecting it not to work, or you have doubts about it, or if you have a negative self-image of yourself, or a negative self-image of love and partnership, or a negative experience with partners in the past, then and if you don't check that shit, it's going to seep in, and then that's how the manifestation process works, is you keep attracting whatever you let seep into that magical process, right?
And
So that's why I say there needs to be that healthy confidence instilled into what you say you want for yourself.
yeah, and it's trusting and knowing that you deserve to keep practicing it. And then it's also to, I think if you get to that state, you can. But remember, when you're getting fit, you don't do it in a day either. So if you've never tried manifesting and it doesn't happen all in one day for you tomorrow, don't go into that negative space that you're talking about, because then really you put 1 minute to positive manifestation and 200 to negative, then it's just not balanced. There's not a, you don't have to perfectly change your mind so you only think positive thoughts. We're human, but you have time to go, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's accurate. It takes self-awareness, right?
Awareness, which is another topic, and then it's all tied into our last topic. And so we're just going to keep putting these nuggets for you to try and see what works for you, because why not call in what you want to manifest? Why?
Okay. It's fun to play around with, right? You got this juicy life. It's like a blank canvas. You got a whole buffet of colors in front of you. Just try it out, make something beautiful.
Well, and you already are a magical manifester, because what you have, you already manifested. You just didn't do it consciously. So
That's right.
Conscious manifester, and because you've done it, you've manifested everything in your life. Good for you. Amazing fucking job. Now consciously do it. And you
yes. Like what you just said right there, I don't think people really realize that. Everything that is up to where you are now, you have manifested it.
You've manifested. Good for you. You are freaking amazing. Now consciously manifest.
There you go. Now grab the fucking wheel and steer that ship yourself, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
Ooh, we got some juicy topics that we could just keep going on, but that's our mini pod.
We'll come back.
We'll come back and see how you do. We'll mark your. No, I'm just kidding.
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.